Hello, this is Vanessa Talbot, Profile Building Alchemist for coaches who want to step into the spotlight and get known. And I have Blaney with me today because we're going to talk a lot about the Step into the Spotlight program. This is for if anyone has been sitting on the fence about it and tossing up whether you want to jump in with us. Leanne is one of our most recent graduates, and you've just finished off with us our 2 days in Sydney where we had lots of fun, didn't we?
Oh, we certainly did. It was a great time.
Though I did get exhausted after it, so I must remember to give myself time to rest after it, but I went straight to Melbourne. So what we're going to do is just, if anyone has got any questions at all and you're watching this, it's good to be live as well. We are live, so if you've got any questions about the program at all, and Leanne is here as a graduate to give her unbiased view of what she experienced in it with myself, all our guest experts, and the support coach as well. So if you have any questions at all, be free to ask them. We'll answer them live for you, for either myself or Leanne. Leanne, first up, I just think it's really beneficial for people to actually know what it is that you do as a coach.
Well, hi, everyone. I'm an adventure coach. So what I basically do is help people who, especially a lot of small business women, who get stuck and they really don't know where to go. Like a lot of women, probably like the 40 plus is like the age group I'm looking at, because they get really stuck and don't know what to do with their lives, their families sort of now grown up, and just looking for something, to do in their life, whether it's finding their purpose, their passion, or whatever it is. And it's just to get rid of those blockers or that fear that might be holding them back. Hey, Vanita. And just to try and find a bit of fun and adventure. Like life is so serious. Everything is so serious. Building your own business seems to be serious, but you can have fun and adventure, whatever it is for you. It doesn't have to be climbing those great big mountains, but you can just be getting out there, just enjoying connection with other people.
Yeah, and I love what you're doing because we can get completely bogged down in our businesses and forget to play, and you're about bringing the play in and also stepping us outside of our own little tunnel vision and our own little comfort zone as well. So to me, I love what you're doing. You came and joined us for Step into the Spotlight last year, and you've just finished off with us. So we had a great group. Some were able to come to Sydney and some weren't, but we had a great time together. For you, Leanne, what was the highlight of the program for you?
Yeah, it's a hard one. I was trying to think of a few things that would have been highlights for me, and there was just so much there. I think it's just 6 months of, every week connecting with everyone and having different topics to work on. And I think, for me, I learned so much about getting out there and being seen, which is something I was sort of hiding away from. So it's a real highlight to sort of have someone help guide you, because you can get so much information. Like I was getting information overload with other stuff that I was doing, and, I'm always learning and growing. But the highlight was just to see somebody who's done it and what they're doing, and having another group of women that really get together and support each other. That was a real highlight for me.
Yeah, you were a good bunch in the sense that you did all get along together and really, really support one another. So I really, really love that. What do you think your biggest move was in that 6 months? Because you weren't doing a whole lot. You had finished, well, you haven't even really had finished off all your coach training yet. But I know that you've got a fair bit on now that you're stepping out into.
Yeah, my podcast is a huge thing for me. Like I never thought I would be someone like 6 months ago. For me to say I would be having my own podcast, I think, no way, that's not me. I like to hide away. But the podcast has just been a fantastic thing. So I've got my podcast, and I've started a meetup with getting people together to get outside and, different walks and things like that, so have a bit of adventure and fun in their lives. So I suppose the move is from feeling a bit not sure how to get out there to now I'm just, loving, interviewing people for my podcast, which launches this week, which I'm so excited about. And and also just, the meetups and things, and just really meeting so many people. It's just been fantastic over that 6 month period.
And starting your own podcast, one of the things that we covered in the program when we looked at podcasting, both in the sense of being a guest and actually hosting your own podcast, was the benefits to you as a podcast host. And one of those was, of course, connecting with a whole heap of people that get to know you and spread your word for you. So you're finding that, like, you haven't launched it yet, but you've been doing the interviews, connecting with other people. That must be fun.
It's so much fun, and I'm getting people approaching me already to be on the podcast, and I haven't even launched it yet. And I'm thinking, wow, this is interesting. Me? But, yeah, I'm just loving it, because you just get these people who have just got such amazing lives, or, you know, they started off just like I did, you know, not sure what they wanted to do, and they found a passion and they found a way to change themselves. So having their story out there to help other people, it's just fantastic, and I'm loving it, just talking to them. And sometimes I get caught up in that, thinking, oh, I'm on a podcast, you know. I need to keep, you know, my eye on the ball. But, you know, it's really fun and just great that these people want to share their story and just to help other people make those changes in their life.
And also that you are now getting asked to go on other people's podcasts. Again, the big web starts. And another thing that I think is really cool that you're doing is that you contributed to a book as well that's going to be released in the next month or two. So that's another thing that you did to step out.
Yeah, exciting to get my story out there. Like, I love, you know, sharing other people's stories and that with the podcast and that, but to get my story out there so people sort of know where I've come from, what I've done, and just to show that, you know, just having that ordinary, what you call an ordinary life, you can turn it around and, you know, really enjoy yourself and get out there and, you know, inspire other people. Like, I never thought I'd been an inspiring person. It was always like, oh yeah, that's for, you know, those famous people and that, but, you know, you actually can inspire with your story.
You can.
And you turn yourself around. Yeah. So, yeah, I love that.
Can I tell you a little? I'll tell you a little story. You know, my book was done about 5 years ago, so it's been out for a fair while, and obviously I don't actively promote it anymore, but I still have copies that go around the traps, I think. I got a message, an email from someone today that said, I read your book, and I think it was years ago by the sounds of it, when it first came out, and she said, I couldn't get past your story, and she said, I'm now at a junction. I'm wondering if you and can you help me? And that was from being part, you know, from having that book out all those years ago. So it's an ongoing thing. It doesn't just stop. And a lot of people, I think that they're going to get all the rewards very quickly and upfront, but it's not. It's an ongoing thing. Like what you do today, your rewards, you'll get some rewards today, but some rewards next week, some rewards of what your actions are today will come a couple of years down the track.
Yeah, that's exciting to know that people could be still inspired years down the track just because you've had your, you know, story in a book. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Well, a print book, you know, if you think about it, a print book, it goes around and round and round. Like, it doesn't really disappear. And people tend to pass on print books as well. You know, they don't always sit in a bookshelf. So you'll be in a print book, and I found that with mine, you know, they get passed on or they pick up a copy of it from somewhere, and you're still inspiring, or people are still being touched by your story. So you've got that to look forward to as well. I know some of the other girls got involved in books as well from doing the Spotlight program, so you'll all be in that together having fun. Where were you, do you think, when you joined? Like, how do you think you were? And then where do you think you've grown in that 6 months?
When I started, I was still like, I was just finishing off my coaching training and just starting to get, you know, a lot of pro bono clients. And I thought, okay, I like the one-on-one, but I just didn't know how to up it, because my goal was always to have workshops and things, but I always felt, hey, Violet.
Yeah, Violet.
Yeah, I was just very sort of, I suppose, stuck in a way of not knowing the next step of how to get out there and how to really make it a business. Like, I think it was still a hobby at that stage. And now 6 months later, you know, getting out there, to me, it's very much a business. It's very much getting my name out there, being seen, and people actually sort of are getting to know your name. And even like international, you think, wow, international people know me. So, yeah, I think from the whole 6 months it's taken, like, that's not very long at all in the scheme of things. It's just been fantastic. Thanks, Violet.
No, it's a 6 month. Oh, you're gorgeous yourself, Violet. Making us blush now, isn't she, Leanne? Because believe it or not, both Leanne and I are dreadfully shy introverts.
Yeah. Which is why the program's been so good, actually. So, yeah.
Yeah, we've had a lot of introverts in there, which is good. We're and also I like, because I'm an introvert, I like to take you through at this a pace, I think, that is right for you. I feel that we don't overload you with too much, and it's a very step-by-step process. One of the things that I love, we've got, good morning, Peter from Aberdeen in Scotland, Leanne. There you go,
wow.
an international.
Hey, Peter, how you going? Scotland, wow.
I know. This is cool. This is so cool. Everyone, this is called BeLive.tv. If you want to do some Facebook interviews, some live interviews, you can actually use this tool and broadcast live. So we're not sitting here holding up our phones. It's actually done through our desktop or our laptop. So I'm sitting outside at the moment in my porch. Leanne's in her study. But yeah, we're not having to hold up phones. We're doing it this way. So it's a great tool if you're interested in it at all. But back to our program, as I said, we have guest experts, which is one of the things I love to bring in, because I thought, wow, 6 months. 6 months, and we do have a call every week to give you some more learning and also keep you all accountable and on track. I thought 6 months of me is probably going to be a bit much. So I brought in some guest experts in certain fields, so to add some variety as well and give you guys and girls other people to connect with. So who is your favourite guest expert?
Oh, there were so many, because they all, brought something to the table, and like now I can still connect with them and talk with them. But I had Alistair Marks was so cool, because I went on with him to do the podcast course that he does. Obviously, I'm with my podcast, so I loved Alistair. Simona Sol, she's over in Mexico. She was fantastic with the Facebook ads, and I've kept in contact with her, and she's going to be one of the first guests on my podcast. Kylie Ellis, just such good tips, on how to automate things, which I really wasn't sure about doing with my business, getting it online. And, Natasha Denman, Kim McKay, especially Kim gave a lot of stuff on copywriting. I'm thinking, I had no idea. Writing's not my forte, which is probably why I've gone to the podcasting side of things and talking to people. Yeah. But, Kim McKay was really good too. So really hard to pick one, because there was just so many great guests that you had on.
Yeah, I know. And I've got a few extras for this one as well, for the next round, for those of you that are thinking about joining up for this round. I'm going to update the page that's got the guest experts on it tomorrow, and you'll see some of the newbies that's joining us. One of them is Jane Turner. I think you know Jane, with her book writing, and also Andrew Eggleton, who's going to talk a lot more about presenting as well. So, and you, Leanne, get lifetime access to that membership area. So you're still going to get access to those classes that those two do. So you're not going to miss out. You still can run into the membership area and grab those classes when they do them.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, because I'd love to see Jane and Eggie.
Yeah, Eggie. I actually can't wait, because I think I need some presenting tips. So Eggie will help me out with that one. So I'm really looking forward to his. Peter just mentioned that he uses this as well on his Facebook. So, yeah, cool. Okay, well, any other tips for anyone who might be thinking about joining, what they might get out of it, and then we'll disappear and go off and have our dinner?
I think the biggest tip is just do it, because I think it's the best thing I did for my whole business, and to get myself out there, even to change my attitude, and to be comfortable being seen and being out there. And just to, I suppose, the people you get to know, like, it's not just the group that I did the program with, it's just all the other guests, and making those connections. It just boosts your business so much quicker. And yeah, just do it. It's just so worth it. It was the best thing I've ever done.
And do you think you would have been appearing confidently, because you're quite confident right now, live before you did this 6-month program?
Not at all, no. I mean, one of our weeks was doing those live Facebook. We had to do the lives, learn how to do those and videos, and I'd only just started doing those. So I thought, right, Leanne, you've got to do this. So it makes you sort of take that step. So no, I definitely would not have had that confidence that I have now. So it's so worth it.
Yeah, and I have seen the change in all of you who have joined up, the big change from when you started and you were all kind of, quite fearful about a lot of stuff, and that's okay. I expect that. So if anyone's watching and you're thinking, oh, I'm too fearful for this program, that's rubbish. This is why the program's actually for you. It's because we will take away that fear gradually. You're not going to get bam, hit in the face straight away. We'll do it a slow process and you'll get used to it. So if anyone's got any questions about it, shoot. You can actually go to let me see if I can get it up here. No, I can't. You can actually go to the Step into the Spotlight sales page, or the page that's going to give you the information. So it gives a lot more information on what it is that you're going to get in there in this program. But basically what you're going to learn to do, and it's a high support program. We do have not only me, but you've got access to a support coach as well. Actually, how did you find that, having the support coach as well in Helen Ryan, who is just amazing?
Yeah. The Helen Ryan that everyone calls her. She is just fantastic.
The Helen Ryan.
Yeah, she's brilliant. She's such a support and so knowledgeable, and just I love her, the way she sort of explains stuff. And if anyone wants to do the archetypes, learns about those, they were just magnificent. They just sort of opened my world up. So yeah, she was brilliant.
Yeah, that's a special little talent of Helen's that we bring into the program, is enabling you all to actually find out your archetypes in business, and you can actually use them. So when to step into your magician, which I use a lot, and your nurturer and all the rest of it. So that was a lot of fun as well. So basically what you'll be doing is you will be learning the steps to getting known. So first off, we look at the foundations of the business. So we weren't really putting you out there too much for the first couple of months, were we? You were having to do a lot of internal work on the structure of your business and getting that right. And then we started to push you out a little bit at a time.
Which is great for me. I love that.
Yeah, I think it's great for everyone. Not too many of us are comfortable with giant leaps. It is small leaps. And so it really comes down to your foundations first. You'll craft your style, and then you'll also find the many, many ways to expand your reach, build a tribe and a following and an audience, and get out there and get known. And that's what building your profile is all about. And also how to connect with influencers. I am around the connecting side of things. So that is the program in a gist, and I know you've done it all. I know you've still got plenty more ways to go, but the difference between now and then for you, and for all of you, to me, I'm really proud of what you've achieved, Leanne, and now that you're doing your podcast and I get to be a guest on Friday.
Yes, that's exciting.
Yeah. So if anyone if anyone wants to talk to me about Step in the Spotlight and seeing if you can get some of the results like Leanne and many of the other girls are doing, please, you can either just PM me if you're thinking about it, or you can just go to the registration page and check it out. If you want to connect with Leanne and ask her any questions at all from her point of view without me involved, and I'm really fine with that. Actually, you can ask any of the people that went through the program. I think we're all open to the fact that you can contact any of them to ask about it. Where are they going to find you, Leanne?
They can email me at leanne@masteryourmountain.net.au, or I've got the website, which is masteryourmountain.net.au, or, even just Facebook me. I'm happy to answer a PM. That's fine. Yeah, Leanne Blaney.
I think a lot of people like to do the old Facebook messaging these days, don't they?
They do. Yeah, and that's fine. Happy to answer anything.
Alrighty, thanks so much, Leanne, for your time. We'll go and have some dinner now. Enjoy the rest of the evening to all the Aussies. Welcome to the new day for the Europeans. I think you'll be starting to move through, and the US, I think you're still asleep. And I'll put the link up. You'll find it right there. in the copy for this. We put the link so you can come along. Please join us, and we start on March the 13th. So there's not a lot of time to sit on the fence and think about this. If you're going to jump in on this, then get in contact with me as soon as possible, or get in contact with Leanne, who will ask any of your questions, or any of the other people that went through it as well. And then come in, and I want you to imagine, and I think it's what I did in the very beginning with you, Leanne, as well, was imagine if you hadn't done this program, where you were in the middle of the year to where you are now launching into 2017. If you hadn't done it, where do you think you still would have been?
Yeah, I'd still be back there. I wouldn't have moved much forward, I don't think. I need that direction, that focus, and just that little push each week. It was just such a good little push to get me, making steps forward that I needed to have.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people need. It's accountability, and we do give that in this program to you. Support plus the step-by-step. So for those of you who like blueprints and step-by-steps, you're going to get that every week, plus plenty of support and plenty of accountability as well. Okay, hope to hear from you all. Thank you so much, Leanne, and just catch up with me if you need me. Bye.
Bye, everyone.